Keeping a close eye on your forecast, and right now we're seeing some sunshine out there, but more heat expected heading into this afternoon. I'll be breaking down your full forecast details coming up.
Plus, we're hearing from some passengers on board the Delta Airlines flight that had to be diverted due to severe turbulence.
On the eve of President Trump's next tariff deadline, a federal court still has to decide if his sweeping tariffs are even legal. I'm Rebecca Castor in Washington with the details coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome into Fox 10 Midday. It's the last day of July, and we're so glad you're choosing to spend it with us. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell.
And I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lambers.
Jen, a little bit of a bittersweet day. We're not going to get too into it. It's your last day here at Fox 10. We have a lot of news and weather to get through. So before we get sad, why don't you tell us about the forecast?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I clean myself up a little bit out to the end of
Trying to hold it together a little bit.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast right now, because heading into today, it is going to be more similar to our regular summertime pattern here on the Gulf Coast. We're seeing some of that sunshine out there right now, just a little bit of cloud cover, and even just some of those showers and not quite storms, showers just beginning to push up closer towards our coastal areas along the immediate coastline, especially on the Florida side. So very isolated, very light rain in case you are seeing any of this. It's going to be closer towards Navarre and Gulf Breeze, Pensacola Beach, already starting to see some of that move through your area. Additional showers just offshore. Also some of that moving closer towards Fort Walton Beach and Niceville. A live view outside from our Navigator Credit Union camera at the Battleship back here in Mobile, just closer towards Spanish Fort as well. What we're starting to see is calm water conditions, traffic moving smoothly on the Bayway and the Causeway. Temperatures in the upper 80s, but feeling more like 97 out there. It's hot and it's toasty. Those temperatures all across our area just resting in the mid to upper 80s, lower 90s closer towards the Florida side. But as we do take a look at those feels like temperatures, taking the heat and humidity into account, we're feeling much more like the triple digits out there. Look at Destin, already feeling like 110 out there. Stay hydrated, take breaks in case you are spending any time outdoors later on for today. Those temperatures will continue to max out lower to mid 90s, easily feeling more like the triple digits, however, and that will only continue for the rest of today. So again, that heat advisory once again in effect. Take breaks, drink plenty of water. I'll be breaking down more of your forecast details and timing out the small potential we have for some of those rain showers. That's coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
Jen, thank you. We begin this morning with dozens of people injured on a Delta Airlines flight today. The plane having to make an emergency landing in Minneapolis after experiencing significant turbulence. This right here is the plane as it came in. As you can see, several emergency vehicles were racing to the plane before it came to a complete stop. One passenger was able to describe what they experienced in the air.
I watched a wine cart just get thrown into the air, and like stuff is thrown everywhere. People lost phones, like people were screaming. It was crazy. I felt the centrifugal force. I was off my seat for like 30 seconds with the turbulence.
Wow, I can't imagine those moments there. Now, the plane was flying from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam when they hit the turbulence. Officials say 25 people were taken to the hospitals with varying injuries, but no word on how serious any of those injuries are. Delta is assisting all remaining passengers. Well, meanwhile, for the last several months, President Trump has changed global trade as we know it, striking major deals with key trading partners. But on the eve of his next deadline before higher tariffs take effect, a federal court is hearing arguments on whether his tariffs are even legal. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the details now from Washington.
So far, President Trump says he's winning the trade war using aggressive tariffs to strong-arm countries into better trading practices, all while avoiding major inflation.
Critics said that our tariffs would hurt the economy, but the data shows the exact opposite.
In 4 months, he's secured trade deals with countries like the United Kingdom, Japan, and the EU, with South Korea being the latest announced on Wednesday.
This is a fundamental restructuring of the international trade environment in a way where the biggest market in the world has said, you're not going to cheat us anymore. We're going to have fair deals.
But the White House still has to defend the legality of Trump's tariffs in federal court. After a lower court ruled he overstepped his authority. The president wished his lawyers good luck with the big case today, writing, If our country was not able to protect itself by using tariffs against tariffs, we would be dead with no chance of survival or success. It's all happening just hours before the president's next tariff hike takes effect at midnight for countries without trade deals. One of those is Canada, who could be slapped with a 35% tariff if a deal isn't made today.
We will agree a deal if there's one on the table that is in the best interest of Canadians.
As for Mexico, their 25% tariffs will stay in place after President Trump and Mexico's president agreed to a 90-day extension of trade talks. U.S. officials say they're also making progress on trade talks with China, but they have until August 12th before their pause on tariffs expires. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And listen up, if you like to order things from Shein or Temu online, you might be in for sticker shock soon. A trade loophole that allowed inexpensive items to be shipped to the U.S. tariff-free will end soon. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday ending the so-called de minimis exemption for cheaper goods from all around the world. Starting August 29th, packages worth $800 or less shipped through the International Postal System will face the tariff rate placed on the package's country of origin. Back in May, the president ended the loophole for goods from China, which will affect online retailers like Shein and Temu. Well, in the meantime, Israeli families and friends are calling on U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff to help secure a deal to release the hostages. Witkoff is in Israel for talks on the situation in Gaza today. Protesters gathered near Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office in Jerusalem to voice their hopes.
Please end this nightmare for all the Israeli people, end this nightmare for all the families that cannot live anymore, end this nightmare for the hostages in the tunnels, doesn't have doesn't have food. Please help us to finish this.
Hamas is believed to still hold 50 hostages, with just 20 believed to be alive. The majority of the rest of the hostages were released in ceasefires or other deals. Well, a heartbreaking update now out of Birmingham, where a 3-year-old boy died after being left in a hot car by a DHR transport driver. Investigators say the child, identified as Katorius Starks, was left in the back seat for 5 hours from around 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday of last week. The child's family says they talked to the transporter on the phone, and they say they recorded the conversation. And that recording, the person identifying herself as the transporter admits to forgetting the child after stopping for food. She said, quote, "I got sidetracked. I was called and said I didn't have a case. I got called and said I didn't have a case. I instantly said to myself, oh, I'm done for the day. I'm going to go home." In the audio recording, the transporter repeatedly apologizes. When family members expressed outrage questioning why the driver didn't check the back seat, she said she, quote, forgot he was back there, and again apologized, saying it was never her intention for something bad to happen to the child. The investigation into Stark's death, meanwhile, is ongoing. And as new details emerge in that case, morning anchor Sarah Wall is taking a look at the dangers of the summer heat and cars. Officials say at least 18 children have died in hot cars this year alone. It's the focus of today's Sarah's Spotlight, and you can see it right now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. There, she's looking at what we can do to prevent tragedies like this and what lawmakers are proposing in terms of oversight and transparency. And don't forget, you can always watch it live weekdays at 9 a.m. And new on Fox 10 Midday, Alabama lawmakers may soon cut soda and candy from SNAP benefits. The move is part of a push to save the state money and improve public health. Right now, the federal government covers all SNAP benefits, but that could change under President Trump's new spending plan. Beginning in 2028, states with error distribution rates higher than 6% could be on the hook. Alabama's rate already exceeds that, potentially costing the state $103 million. Some lawmakers say removing soda and candy from SNAP and EBT benefits would hopefully improve health, but also lower what the state has to pay on Medicaid. That proposal is expected to be brought up during budget talks in August. Well, in addition to the book, some college students may be racking up some unexpected debt. We'll have some advice from the experts on what you can do to get your finances back on track. But first, let's check in with Jen.
And taking a live view outside down on Dauphin Island, we're starting to see some sunshine out there. The ferry just now leaving with quite a few folks and cars out there heading towards southern Baldwin County. But over the next few hours, those temperatures will continue to tick up. We're going to be seeing lots of sunshine for today. Minimal rain chances for your Thursday. I'll break down those details and the timing coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. As college students prepare to head back to school, many are packing more than just books. They're bringing along growing credit card debt as well. Now, joining me now to discuss the best financial tips for college students is Casey Bursky with Penn Air Credit Union. And Casey, thank you for being here this morning to talk about something very important.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I graduated college just a few years ago. I feel like this is a conversation I wish I would have had a little bit earlier, but I have to ask, why is credit card debt growing among college students right now?
So just like adults, it's easy for us to swipe the card when it's there and you want something, right? And we live in such a world of everything is right there in our face, and you know, all the different places you can order online and things like that. So it's just easy to rack up debt. Also, we live in a world of comparison, so you want to know what, you know, John is doing next door and Sue is doing on the other side of you. And if she has these shoes, you have to have these shoes. Or if they're going out to eat a fancy dinner, you want to eat a fancy dinner.
For sure, and that definitely happens among college students specifically, but how do these credit decisions impact their ability to rent an apartment, buy a car later on?
So these things can follow you for the rest of your life. You want to make sure that you're making sound decisions now because your credit score is very important. It's like a grade in school, so they can relate it back to that. So you want your credit score to be good. It's going to follow you. They're going to look at things like that to rent an apartment, to get a cell phone, your car insurance. There's so many things that look at that, and as college students grow, their parents are going to kick them off of cell phone plans and insurance as well, and you want to be sure that you're being mindful and taking good care of your credit and not abusing it and not paying your debts down.
Definitely something to think about and plan for, certainly. And I have to ask, how have changes in the economy affected college students?
So definitely changes in the economy affected students just because their parents may not be able to help them as much. You know, some parents may have a full plan to help their students, but in the end, it might not work out that way. So students, need to figure out how they're going to make that work, to budget, to get scholarships, to save, to maybe get a part-time job. So all of those things can play into that, and it's just really important that, they're honing in on these things, and it's a habit. If you're forming that habit, it's going to stay with you.
Definitely. I know you said that you travel and you talk to lots of students about this topic. So from a practical standpoint, what are some do's and don'ts for college students when it comes to healthy money habits?
So if you are not saving right now, I would definitely suggest that you start saving. It's very simple. Pick a number that you feel comfortable with, even if it's just 5% every time you receive, a stipend from school, or you receive something from your parents, or you have a job from your income. Save some money. And as you can increase that, increase that. Like I said, once you get into this habit, you're going to continue to do that into your adult years. Automatic savings as well. So if you can automate that with your bank or credit union, put that money automatically. So every 2 weeks it knows to take out that $25 and put in a savings account. Then it's sort of like you forget about it a little bit. So that's really good as well. Some don'ts: don't rack up credit card debt. Only buy things you can afford. Remember needs and wants. Go back to that whole concept. And I know it's hard because it's easy to want a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you have to kind of keep that in the back of your head and budget out your money.
Absolutely. Some great reminders and refreshers as well, regardless of your age. Now, this full interview will be posted on our website at fox10tv.com. Casey, thanks for being here today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right, in the meantime, don't forget today is the last full day to take part in Operation Backpack. Speaking of the school year, we're teaming up with Tobias and Comer Law Firm, Sandy Sansing, and White Spunner Construction to help us collect school supplies for local children. We're still asking for items like clear backpacks, notebooks, 3-ring binders, pens, and paper. All donations will go straight to children in the care of Mobile and Baldwin County DHR, and a full list of needed supplies and drop-off sites is on our website. That's fox10tv.com.
Taking another look at your forecast and a live view outside down in Pensacola Beach. It looks stunning out there. What we're starting to see is a lot of sunshine, some calm water conditions, a few folks getting out there and enjoying it, but it is hot and it is toasty, especially with all that sunshine. Clouds out there right now really not helping out much, but the temperatures in both Gulf Shores and Pensacola resting in the lower 90s, dew points mid to upper 70s. So the feels like temperatures feeling more like the triple digits. That trend is continuing all across our area, so we once again do have a heat advisory in effect. Now, some of our counties are left out. That means that you just don't meet the very specific criteria of being 108 degrees for that feels like temperature and above. However, everywhere else really going to be feeling like the triple digits everywhere. Again, feeling well over 100 degrees. It's just that very specific criteria that you need to meet. So everyone needs to make sure that they're staying hydrated, taking breaks in case you are spending a bit more time outside. And in case you work outdoors, someone you know does, remind them, set an alarm, set a timer for when they do need to be taking those breaks. Later on this afternoon, daytime highs, they're going to be maxing out a few upper 80s, mainly those lower to mid 90s. These temperatures will continue to be near just a little above average for what we should be seeing this time of year. Luckily, nowhere near that previous record of 99 set back in 1896. But with all of that humidity, it's going to be feeling muggy. It's going to be feeling hot out there. There's those triple digits. There's our inland spots, Grove Hill, Monroeville, Evergreen, so Conecuh, Monroe, and Clark counties, just not quite meeting that 108 criteria, but still feeling hot out there all across the Fox 10 viewing area. We will start to introduce some pop-up showers and thunderstorms later on for today. I went ahead and dropped down our rain coverage for today down to 30% just because it is looking extremely isolated for some of these showers and storms, but all dependent upon that sea breeze when it kicks into play later on this afternoon. We'll start to see some of those showers and storms developing. Early part of the afternoon wants to bring in the highest chances closer towards I-10. Isolated Mobile, Baldwin counties, heavier coverage closer towards the Florida Panhandle, and then we get into the later part of the afternoon. Just a bit more of those clouds beginning to make an appearance. Some sunshine out there and some pop-up showers and storms possible at any point. But again, rain coverage lower in comparison to what we saw yesterday. The rip current risk at our local beaches is low for today, tomorrow, Saturday. That water temperature warm, upper 80s. We had two little tropical disturbances make their way through the Gulf waters over the month of July. It helped churn up some of that cooler water, knocked us down just about 2 degrees out there. But now we're quickly rebounding, and the jellyfish are thriving. Make sure that you're being careful out there. Apply that sunscreen and watch out for those jellies. Now, our tropical outlook, things are calm and quiet over the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf waters. Expecting it to stay that way for the next 7 days. But as always, our team will keep you updated right here on Fox 10. Here locally over the next 7 days, again, I dropped down those rain chances for today. Enter into a brand new month tomorrow. That summertime pattern continues heading into the weekend. Higher rain chances coming into play after 12 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. I'll have more details on your extended forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Jen, thank you. It's hot out there, but that is not stopping the Port City from a very special celebration today. The city of Mobile spent the morning celebrating 2 Hall of Famers. The city hosted an official statue dedication ceremony for Mobile natives Ozzie Smith and Hank Aaron, and it just wrapped up at the Hall of Fame walk outside of the Convention Center. That's where we find Fox 10 News reporter Stephen Moody live this morning with more. Stephen, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that ceremony just wrapped up here, and if you remember, they just held the ribbon cutting for Hall of Fame walk here about a month ago, and you can see all of these just wonderful statues here behind me. And today we had a chance to honor 2 of Mobile's best. Now, today it was all about Hall of Famers Hammer and Hank Aaron and a Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. This site features 6 9-foot-tall bronze statues of Mobile natives who are members of the Hall of Fame for their respective professional sports. Other statues include National Baseball Hall of Fame members Billy Williams, Satchel Paige, and Willie McCovey, and Professional Football Hall of Fame member Robert Brazile. Now, Ozzie Smith and Hank's widow, Billie Aaron, weren't able to attend a ribbon cutting back in June, so today they were able to see these statues up close.
We appreciate Mobile honoring our loved one, and we are happy to be here to witness this occasion. And it's really a great testimony to the contributions that Henry made, that Ozzie made, and to all of the others who were honored before us.
Now, following that ceremony, they stuck around to take photos with these statues and to also sign a few autographs. Now, we'll have that full story coming up later on Fox 10 News 4 at 5. But for now, reporting live here in downtown Mobile, Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Stephen, thank you so much. Well, coming up, some athletes are joining a White House effort to get the nation fit. More on their new mission when Fox. Welcome back. Breaking right now, the Mobile County Health Department just announced they've confirmed a 4th human case of West Nile virus in Mobile County this year. The potentially deadly mosquito-borne virus can cause severe symptoms like fever, confusion, and in very rare cases, paralysis or even death. Mobile's chief medical officer says West Nile virus is rare and less than 1% of those who are infected will even be symptomatic. Still, health officials say you should take steps to protect yourself. That includes using bug spray if you're going to be outside, remove standing water from your property, and avoid outdoor activity at dawn and dusk. In the meantime, President Trump announcing the new rollout of a private health tracking system that would allow you to import your medical records into an app of your choice. The project is a collaboration between the federal government and dozens of companies, including Google and Amazon and some major health systems. The goal is to update the old, antiquated methods of storing healthcare data and to make it easier to share information between doctors, insurance, and patients. The new system will initially focus on monitoring chronic conditions like diabetes and weight management, and even include digital tools to help register patients for check-ins or track their medications. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services say the companies have committed to deliver results by early next year. Privacy advocates are concerned that making patients' data more widely accessible also means, though, it could be less secure. And new on midday, President Trump will sign an executive order that officially reestablishes the presidential fitness test. Several former and current professional athletes will be at the White House as the president puts his pen to paper. The test was introduced in 1966 by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Public school students with the highest scores in the fitness challenge will receive recognition. The Obama administration replaced the test in 2012 with something called the Fitness Gram Assessment, which focused on individual health. Well, coming up, an important deadline is looming for some student loan borrowers. What you need to know straight ahead, but before we go, let's toss it over to Jen.
And heading into this evening, once again, you'll want to set that timer or that alarm that we can head outside and try and spot the International Space Station. Heading into this evening, it's going to be taking place at 9:11 p.m. Visibility window about 2 minutes. Appearing to the west-southwest, disappearing to the southwest, max height 11 degrees. So might need to head to an open field towards the bay or the beach for the best viewing opportunities, but mostly clear skies. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up after the break.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in at the half hour this morning. The number of casualties in Kyiv is expected to rise after Russia launched a massive attack on the Ukrainian capital. This comes just days before Russia faces a new deadline from President Trump. Fox News correspondent Alex Hogan has more.
Rescue crews searching for survivors after Russia launched a barrage of drones and missiles on Ukraine's capital overnight. Ukrainian officials say air defenses destroyed many of them, but others managed to bring down residential buildings. There were multiple deaths, including a 6-year-old boy. Dozens more were injured.
Everything was blown out. I got very scared for my children. I managed to cover my youngest with myself.
The attack is the largest since President Trump shortened a 50-day deadline for Russia to reach a peace deal with Ukraine. He's now giving Russian President Vladimir Putin until August 8th to agree to a ceasefire or face massive economic consequences, though Moscow says it's developed immunity to sanctions after living under them for years.
Putin has always been able to work around sanctions to a certain degree. He's not as intimidated by that as what happens on that battlefield really matters to him. They're not going to necessarily change him overnight.
Meanwhile, Russia is claiming more success on the battlefield, capturing a key town in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. But Kyiv is getting more help from the U.S. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he approved large-scale agreements for weapons shipments on Wednesday.
Moscow wants to keep fighting, but the whole issue comes down to potential, resources for war, and money.
Earlier this year, the State Department said that the U.S. has provided around $67 billion in weapons and security assistance to Ukraine since Russia launched its invasion. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
And the time 11:33 now, a judge has dismissed a civil lawsuit filed by Alec Baldwin against multiple people who were involved with the Rust movie set shooting case. In January, the actor sued prosecutors, law enforcement, and Santa Fe County leaders, claiming, quote, malicious abuse of process, intentional spoliation of evidence, defamation, and violation of the New Mexico Civil Rights Act. According to People magazine, court documents showed the lawsuit has now been dropped because of a lack of significant action. Baldwin sued 6 months after an involuntary manslaughter charge against him stemming from the 2021 deadly shooting on the Rust set was dropped. He could potentially move to reinstate the civil lawsuit within 30 days. And new on midday, millions of borrowers are about to see their student loan balances increase as part of a policy shift by the Trump administration. The change affects borrowers enrolled in the, quote, saving on a valuable education plan. That's an income-driven repayment plan launched in 2023 under the Biden administration that offered lower monthly payments. Because of legal challenges, payments have been paused and balances have been frozen since last summer. But now interest will be applied again starting August 1st. The Department of Education says borrowers will still be able to be granted forbearance, which delays their monthly payments. And it's also urging borrowers to switch into different income-driven repayment plans. And researchers at Purdue University are hard at work following the eruption. They're learning how to better detect vibrations from catastrophic events, and it's all thanks to one of nature's most notorious pets. Research is being done on mosquitoes, mainly their antennas. While mosquitoes don't have traditional ears like we do, they're able to use their antennas to focus in on very soft sounds in very loud environments. Researchers say they are still early in their work, but are amazed at how sensory hairs on the antennas actually help mosquitoes pinpoint certain sound vibrations.
In particular, we are looking at mosquito antennas to understand the vibration, the dynamics, the mechanics of these structures, and trying to replicate that for applications like tsunamis, earthquakes.
And in the future, teams hope to develop audio sensors and other technology inspired by mosquito antennas to help monitor for earthquake tremors and even approaching tsunami waves.
Taking another look at your forecast, and stunning down in Fairhope. Look at how calm Mobile Bay is. So just a nice reflection of the sunshine and the cloud cover out there. Some puffy white cumulus clouds over Mobile Bay. A few folks getting out there and enjoying it, but not much of a breeze out there to help cool things down. We are starting to track some of those isolated showers, mainly seeing a lot of those closer towards the Florida Panhandle, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties. Just seeing the bulk of these isolated showers. NAS Pensacola getting a decent amount of rain. Looks like it might make its way closer towards downtown Pensacola not too long from now. Gulf Breeze, Navarre starting to dry out just a bit, but then moving into Okaloosa County, Niceville also beginning to see some of those moderate to heavy showers. Very similar look to what we're picking up here on the Futurecast, even then the Futurecast a little heavier than what we're seeing out there. As we get further along into this afternoon, anticipating more of those showers and storms to begin firing off. But even then, coverage today a lot lower than what we saw yesterday. It still brings in some of those potential chances closer towards right along I-10. That'll make its way by 3 and 4 o'clock. You have much higher chances of not seeing anything heading into today, especially our inland counties, our Mississippi counties, and southern Mobile, Baldwin counties. Really just starting to see some of those showers maybe making an appearance, but just make sure that you're giving your lawn and your plants plenty of love for today. Rain chances will go higher over the next few days by Friday, and especially heading into the weekend. We start to see that 50% chance, more of a scattered look really coming into play by the afternoon. So again, lower rain coverage today. We'll start to see that ticking up over the next few days. We do have that heat advisory in effect for your Thursday. Just means that those triple-digit heat indices will once again be making an appearance. Even if your county is left out, you're still going to be feeling over 100 degrees. You just don't meet that very specific criteria of 108 and above. But just make sure that you stay hydrated, take breaks, find that AC, lots of water, and even possibly get some of those electrolytes. Temperatures today maxing out lower to mid-90s, a little above average for what we should be seeing this time of year, but a lot closer to where we should be. Taking the humidity into account, there's those triple digits. A live view outside right now down in Orange Beach. We have, I believe, a jet ski out there. Just going along. A few folks getting out and enjoying some of the water. Nice, calm, beautiful water conditions, but it is sunny and it is hot. Apply that sunscreen over and over again. Temperatures at the airport lower 90s, feeling more like 105, but the rip current risk will continue to stay low today, tomorrow, even heading into the weekend. Look at those water temperatures, toasty in the upper 80s. Jellyfish are thriving and in full force. Just make sure that you're being careful. Over the next 7 days here locally, we begin a brand new month. I can't believe it. Tomorrow is August 1st. And then by the time we get closer towards Saturday and Sunday, scattered showers and storms mainly in the afternoon. Could potentially see some of those isolated in the morning. Don't cancel your outdoor plans. As always, just be flexible. We'll notice a little dip in the temperatures to begin next week with those feels like temperatures dipping down into the mid to upper 90s. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up in just a little bit. Ashlyn.
Jen, thank you. Well, in just a moment, we're going to tell you about a historic find revealing more about the traditions of some ancient Thai communities. Plus, some officers springing into action to help, guess what? A stranded goat. How they got it done when we come back. Thanks for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll be right back. On July 31st, 1919, President Woodrow Wilson met with the Alabama Good Roads Association. The association was raising money for road improvements by auctioning off roosters. And because of this unique fundraising effort, President Wilson and other world leaders, including the French Prime Minister and the Italian Premier, donated to this cause. The initiative helped fund the construction of the Rooster Bridge in Demopolis, Alabama, which still stands today. And in the meantime, Jen, scientists have discovered the earliest direct proof of betel nut consumption in Southeast Asia.
Wow, so for the first time, archaeologists use advanced techniques on 4,000-year-old dental plaque from an ancient Thai burial site to confirm traces of betel nut chewing.
Betel nuts are usually chewed as a mixture with lime and contain psychoactive compounds that boost energy and relaxation. The stimulant is thought to be the world's 4th most commonly used psychoactive substance after caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine.
Wow, so the discovery pushes back the timeline of betel nut consumption in Southeast Asia by at least, get this, 1,000 years.
I'd never heard of the betel nut.
Neither have I.
Had you?
Nope. Learn something new.
That's interesting. Do they grow on trees?
I would assume so. Well, I don't know. I can't say that. If
Do you
it's
think we would be
lagoon.
allergic? Because it's an.
I know, right?
We probably would be allergic with our
Probably.
peanut allergies and all the other things. All right. Well, officers in Colorado rescue a stranded goat.
So the Wheat Ridge Police Department shared a video of the rescue on social media. Officials say that this wild goat got loose in North Wheat Ridge over the weekend.
And after a hard work of tracking the animal, rescuers were able to successfully wrangle it and return it to the owner. Officials say another juvenile goat was also returned to its owner. Once again, all of these wild
Loose animals.
animal escapes.
Look at him carrying it. Oh,
Poor buddy. I think they're all influencing each other.
right. Imagine just walking out to your backyard and just be like, there's a goat back there.
He's kind of cute though.
It is kind of cute.
I might take him home. I've always wanted a goat, but
Keep
my
him
husband
back
says no. I think they're so cute. All right, well, some four-legged friends cooled off in the water.
Another cute story. Take a look. This was the 100th annual Chincoteague Pony Swim that took place in Virginia yesterday morning. Thousands came out to watch the adult ponies and their foals swim across the channel.
Wow, some of the ponies will be auctioned off today at Chincoteague Island. Then they will swim back to Assateague Island, which is nearby tomorrow. Look how cute they are.
I love it. Our producer Danielle, who just left for maternity leave, won't be returning with us on Studio 10 to stay home with our little ones. This is on her bucket list.
Are you serious?
Yes, every single year we would talk about this because this is what she wants to go to eventually.
It's incredible. A sweet family effort there. And Jen, today's a great day for us to swim as well.
That is exactly right. Get out there, cool down, get creative. Might be a better day for the sprinklers or your pool if it's cool, because the Gulf water, not so much.
A little icky.
Exactly. But as we take a look at those heat indices later on for today, well, really the forecast daytime highs, we're going to be maxing out in the lower to mid 90s, possibly a few upper 80s out there. But taking the humidity into account, feeling more like the triple digits. It's going to be hot and toasty. Again, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, get those fluids, especially if you are going to be working outdoors. As mentioned earlier, heading into tonight, you do have a potential to spot the International Space Station. That time closer towards 9-11 p.m. That visibility window will be around 2 minutes. It's going to be appearing 10 degrees to the west-southwest, disappearing 10 degrees to the southwest. That max height around 11 degrees. So you're going to want to head to an open field, head on down towards the bay or towards the beach. That'll present some of those better opportunities, but mostly clear skies. International Space Station tonight, a few potential opportunities to spot the Starlink beginning tomorrow through the weekend. That falls between around the 9 p.m. to the 9:30 range. So also keep an eye out for that as well. Timing things out on our Futurecast, I'm going to take us through Saturday. So let's go ahead, time things out. We're starting off for this afternoon. Again, 30% chance for some of those pop-up showers heading into today. Rain chances much lower. So let's go ahead and run it into Friday, because I'm sure y'all have some of those outdoor plans. Friday morning, spotty showers once again possible on the Florida side. We get into the afternoon. That's where rain coverage begins to increase. A bit more isolated, turning scattered by the afternoon and the evening, potentially impacting your Friday night plans. Heavy downpours will be possible. After 10 o'clock, we turn a little more quiet. We wake up with some of that cloud cover to start off for your Saturday morning. Once again, coastal showers possible to begin the day. It's a pattern if you're beginning to notice it. Later on in the afternoon, closer towards lunchtime, early part of the day, that's where that rain coverage begins to increase. Higher chances for Friday and Saturday, but look at Saturday night. Inland counties, you could possibly see some of those impacts for Saturday night plans. Don't cancel any weekend plans. Just be flexible. I'll have a final look at your forecast coming up in just a little bit. Right now, a live view outside down on Dauphin Island. Plenty of sunshine. We'll be back after this.
All right, listen to this. A detailed 1775 blueprint for animating a fiery volcano. Painting using centuries-old tech is finally brought to life using modern-day tech. Jeremy Roth has today's story, and take a look at this.
After 250 years, a lofty vision to bring an artist's fiery painting to literal life is being realized by a pair of students in Australia who found and followed high-tech instructions from 1775. The idea was conceived by a British ambassador in the late 18th century who drafted a detailed sketch of an apparatus designed to rotate and backlight a 1771 painting of Italy's fiery Mount Vesuvius, creating an effect of luminous, flowing lava. The ambitious gizmo may never have been realized, but thankfully the design was preserved, and now, a quarter millennia later, 2 University of Melbourne engineering students have made the concept a reality by following the original instructions, building the age-old tech using modern tech like LED lighting and 3D printed materials. The resulting effect may not be mind-blowing by today's special effects standards, but I bet it would have been absolute fire in 1775. Soon, the new illuminating, animating multimedia device will headline an eye-opening exhibition in the school's library. Another discovery made at the intersection of art and history highlights a sculptor's personal stamp that was hidden for thousands of years. While prepping pieces for an upcoming exhibition, researchers with Cambridge University's Fitzwilliam Museum found a handprint emblazoned on the bottom of a 4,000-year-old clay model. They believe the imprint on this so-called soul house, a building-shaped model believed to have been used in ancient Egyptian burials, was likely made when its creator moved the still damp clay piece before it was dried in a kiln. Experts say the fascinating find offers them a rare window to the moment the piece was created ages ago by an artist who was clearly very hands-on. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Rod.
3 to know before you go today. TikTok has announced a new fact-checking feature to help fight misinformation on the U.S. version of the popular app. The feature will be called Footnotes. It's similar to Community Notes on Meta and X. TikTok is selecting users to add written context and background to some of its videos, along with links to the information sources. And then Halloween is months away, but Home Depot is already getting into the spirit of the holiday. Home Depot's iconic giant 12-foot skeleton is set to return, and this year he has friends, 5-foot-tall skeleton dogs and cats. Home Depot's new Halloween decorations will be available for purchase online starting August 4th, and that collection will hit store shelves this fall. Finally, today is Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen, and for every Blizzard sold, Dairy Queen is donating money to the Children's Miracle Network. In Mobile, the money will go to USA Children's and Women's Hospital by covering medical bills for certain patients. It also goes towards helping the hospital expand and introduce programs, and at least $1 from every Blizzard supports the hospital. Jen, just a really sweet initiative.
That's exactly right. And hey, a great day for it, especially with how hot and toasty it's going to be. Final look at what we're tracking over the next 7 days. Lower those rain chances to 30% for today. Much more isolated. You have a higher chance of really not seeing anything. Rain coverage will begin to ramp up heading into tomorrow through the weekend. We begin a brand new month. It's August 1st. Oh, and then we have temperatures in the upper 80s to begin for next week. Our team here will continue to keep you updated. I'll be back at 3 p.m. later on this afternoon.
Try not to cry.
I am.
Don't look at me. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh my goodness, Jen. So I made this little arrangement, Don't Judge. It's one of my first ones because I'm trying to get back into it, but so thankful for the ways that you've helped lead me and become the news anchor that I am today. We've only worked with each other for the past few months, but we've gotten really close, and we're so sad to lose you, but we're so excited for everything you'll be doing in the school. I know. I will not be able to recover, but this is for you, and also a Chick-fil-A gift card, y'all, because we definitely talk about Chick-fil-A a lot, and it's a shared love. But I'm so thankful for him. I miss you so much. It's not goodbye forever, y'all. She's still going to be here.
I'm crying like 2 shows back to back. I know, luckily I have a decent break. For anyone that missed it earlier, today is my last day at Fox 10. I'm still going to be here on the Gulf Coast. I currently live in Baldwin County, but I'm going to be teaching in the Baldwin County School District, 6th grade science, and I'm so excited about it. And bittersweet, but I'll be back.
The most amazing teacher, and been dreading this day for a while, but we're so excited. And she will be back at 3 o'clock, guys, so you'll be able to see us tear up even more, I'm sure. So thank you all for watching Fox 10 Midday for the last time together. Love you, Jen.
Bye, y'all.